How many songs can there be?
A lot.
That is today's question. So, I listen to a lot of music, like, a lot of music. But people have their own favorite genre of music. I mainly listen to electronic and dubstep, but some people may want to listen to classical or rock and roll. But that's okay, because people have their own opinions. But you've probably heard a song and thought, hey, this sounds a lot like a song that I heard the other day. I'm here to debunk that statement, because that statement is wrong. Very much so. There will be a finite number of songs, but it's hard to be subtle when dealing with numbers of such magnitude. No matter how long we live, there will be a finite number of songs. What defines a song? We need to discuss what defines a song. A song is a progression of notes on a staff that makes up a melody. Melodies make up the song. You put a melody after a melody, then a melody after a melody to get a song. A song starts with the introduction, then goes to a verse, then a pre-chorus, then a chorus. It's pretty simple from here. We go verse, pre-chorus, chorus again. Then after doing that a couple of times, we go to the bridge. The bridge is a part of a song that doesn't sound like the rest of the song, but you can clearly tell it's the same song. Then we'll probably do the verse, pre-chorus, chorus again. If you're lucky, your song will go into an instrumental solo, and maybe an encore if it's a live recording. But that's the gist of a song. Usually, there's more than one verse at a time, but occasionally you'll find a verse, then immediately after it, chorus. Doing the math. We need to find our limits. I'm gonna go on Google, search for the longest song ever published, and use that as our length limit. The longest song ever recorded and published was The Devil Glitch by Chris Palmer at over 69 minutes long and having 512 verses. A quick Google search showed me that there are approximately 8 measures per verse in this song. So with some quick math, we can figure out that 512 times 8 is exactly 4096. I find this cool because 512 is the power of 2, and so is 8, and so is 4096. That was totally irrelevant, I just love tangents. And as we all know, a tangent is another line of thought that sprung off the main train of thought. Again, totally irrelevant. More limits. If the tempo is different by 1 beat per minute, this still counts as a different song, because they aren't the same. The fastest song ever recorded was 1000 by Moby, clocking in at 1000 beats per minute. So if I played 1000 by Moby at 999 beats per minute, then that is a different song. Doing some more math, we can figure out that even without melodies, we already have an enormous amount of possibilities. We have 1.648172 yada yada times 10 to the 2,571 different possibilities for songs. To put that in the perspective, that's 1.65 approximately, with 2,571 zeros after it. That's enormous. More perspective. There are estimated to be around 10 to the 87 atoms in the entire universe. We have more songs than stuff. Time signature being a thing in music, if I have a song in 4/4 time, then convert it notationally to be played in 3/4 time, they're technically different songs. So having 10 basic time signatures and about 20 or so not as common ones, we can do the math by multiplying our previous number by 30 factorial. 30 factorial is 30 times everything below it, to get the next number, which is still astronomical. 5.980989 yada yada times 10 to the 2,577. It's only 6 digits bigger than our previous number. Still enormous. Okay, note-wise. I've seen a 128th note, but I've never actually seen a 256th note. So we're going to use this 128th note as the shortest form of notation. An 8th note can go in any of the 128 places, but the max number of 8th notes we can have per measure is still only 8, even if we place it on the very first measure, squeezing them as close as we possibly can together. If we have any of the 8th notes starting on the second of the 128 places, or the third or the fourth, then we can only have 7, because there's not enough room for 8. If we start the 8th note on the 16th place out of the 128, then we can only have 6. Every 16 out of the 128 places reduces the number of 8th notes we can have by 1. Same thing goes for quarter notes. For every 32 places out of 128 we move our note forwards, it reduces the number of quarter notes we can have by 1 unit, until we have only 1 left. If we place our quarter note on the 97th out of the 128 places, then there can't be a quarter note, because there are only 31 places left. A quarter note won't fit. One quarter note is 32 places long, so it doesn't fit. I found an equation for the amount of places we move everything over to reduce the number of corresponding notes we can fit into the measure. It's y equals 128 over x. Y being the number of notes we can fit in, and x is the length of the note out of 128 places. Doing the math for all of the notes and placements, wait for this, we get 1.202423311 yada yada times 10 to the 3,153rd, good lord. Orders of magnitude bigger than the universe in Planck lengths, the smallest meaningful length we know of. For context, the Planck length is about 1.6 times 10 to the negative 35. The universe is 4 times 10 to the 87. We need to factor in sharps and flats, or as they're known in music industry, sharps and flats. This will be a short section, because there isn't too much complicated math. 1.9238773059, yada yada, times 10 to the 3,157. 4 places bigger than the previous number. How many octaves can the human ear hear? More Google searching, and I found out the human ear can hear 10 octaves of sound. So 1 octave is 8 notes, 10 times 8 is 80. So if we multiply our previous number by 80 factorial, we get a number hundreds of placeholders bigger than our previous number. 1.376908542090035 times 10 to the 3,273rd. So there we have it. The amount of possible songs. I didn't factor in a couple things because I was already doing this math for about 3 hours. We have such an astronomically large number. It makes me feel small and insignificant. I don't know why, but this number is aesthetically pleasing to my nerd brain. Because it's a big number, that's why. This number is larger than the number of atoms in the universe, of quarks in the universe even. This number is totally pretentious and will never be used. Context. Here's some context. The universe has existed for about 4.32 times 10 to the 17 seconds. The Planck time is the amount of time it takes for light to travel the Planck length, which we discussed earlier. The Planck time is around 5.4 times 10 to the negative 44 seconds. Pretty small, right? Well, if we do some math, we can figure out that the universe has been around for 2.338 times 10 to the 61 Planck times. The amount of possible passwords ever is pretty big. The longest password from any website or platform is 100 characters long. 100. 100 factorial is 9.332 times 10 to the 157. We have more than that. Tweets. They can be a possible 140 characters long. Your average keyboard is 107 possible characters on it. More math and factorials tells us that there are 2 times 10 to the 205 possible tweets. We're not done yet. Yes, we are. My bad. Sorry. We have no more enormous numbers smaller than 1.376908542099999 times 10 to the 3,273rd. I just watched Numberphile's video on Graham's number, and it's about 17 trillion orders of magnitude larger. It's 3 to the power of 3 to the power of 3 stacked 7.6 trillion times. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.